session, we will recognize the student athletes who participated in varsity cross country and JV and varsity soccer. I'd like to take a moment to thank all our coaches for their time and efforts this fall and congratulate them on the success of their teams. I'd also like to thank the maintenance and custodial staff who helped get our fields ready. And I'd like to thank Lisa Menard for typing tonight's program and certificates, and Lisa Pavlaitis for typing the certificates as well. 5 teams sitting in this auditorium right now were CDAC champions, and 2 were Section 7 champions. A very impressive feat. Congratulations to the girls varsity cross country team ranked 25th in the state the other day, and the boys and girls JV soccer teams, and the boys varsity soccer team ranked 17th in the state, and the girls varsity soccer team ranked 20th in the state. And to their coaches as well. Brittany Trahan was the individual Section 7 Class B cross-country champion and qualified to go to the Federation meet last Saturday, and Dave Coates was Coach of the Year for girls cross-country. So congratulations to all of them. All 4 varsity teams qualified for the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Scholar Athlete Team Award, something that has never happened before to my knowledge. All of our teams were highly successful and many championships were earned. In addition to athletic talents, 85 athletes earned high honors in academics while participating this fall. If you look in the program, this would be listed as NCCS Academic Recognition Program. The statement about it being the athletes with a 90 average was inadvertently left out of the program. I also wanted to say that for the first time since I've become the athletic director, I did not have to hold anybody out of athletics this fall for failing 2 or 3 subjects, and I would love to see that trend continue through the rest of the year. Congratulations to all of our seniors. Hopefully you'll take some fond memories of your soccer and cross-country experiences with you. When I call the individual teams up front, please hold your applause until each team member has been introduced. It would be greatly appreciated if everyone would show respect by listening to the coaches as they speak about their teams, and also have everyone remain in the auditorium for the full session. Mr. Hogan is here tonight. He takes a lot of pictures at our games and meets, and he has asked when you receive the plaques up here if you would turn around and let him take a picture. He would appreciate that. Okay, we have the boys cross-country team down front. Bobby Gray. Jeff Horn, Ian Lapierre, Turner Cecina, Mike Brassard, John Kupel, Cody Hampton, James Kelly, Casey McGibbon, Josh Misek, Tyler Richards, John Strecker, Chris Kay, Chad Piche. Special recognition goes to 8 members of the boys varsity, or 9 members of the boys varsity cross country team who qualified for that NYSOFA Scholar Athlete Team Award. To receive this award, the student must be an eligible varsity competitor whose grade point average is used to determine the team composite grade point average of at least 90%, and additional students that have a grade point average of 90% or greater. Each athlete earning this award will receive a pin from New York State Public Athletic Association, and it'll be in a couple weeks. I will have to read their names and ask them to take a step forward so we can recognize them. The boys qualifying for this award are Jeff Horn, Turner Cecina, Mike Brasser, John Kupel, Cody Hampton, Tyler Richards, John Strecker, Chris Crane, and Chad Pichet. Congratulations. All right, boys varsity cross country team and coach Dave Coates.
All right, thank you everyone for coming tonight. I appreciate the effort people made to be here. I'm sure your sons and daughters and student athletes appreciate the effort. I have 2 thank yous tonight to start things off. Thank you to, first of all the parents for doing a tremendous job of picking your kids up, getting phone calls at 8 o'clock saying be at the school at 8:25, not 8:30. Supporting your children, supporting your student athletes, and I use the word students first for a reason. I tell the kids they're students first. Keeping their grades up, as evidenced by my first time having the boys team on the all-academic thing. So that's always nice. And just being there for your kids when they need something, or have a complaint or a problem, or need encouragement. It's greatly appreciated. They notice it, I notice it, and your kids are a tribute to this community and this school and to yourselves. I'd like to thank my family for putting up with hours of not being there, of I have practice, so I've got to do this now, I've got to do that now. The game is here. My wife for helping out when it's raining. Come score a meet when it's raining out or pouring out or 10 below zero, whatever the case may be. And thanks to my son Christopher, who is probably the #1 supporter of this team in the whole wide world. Have to thank Josie. I thanked her with the modified thing, but not all of you were here to hear the modified thing, so I'll thank her again. She puts in countless hours, does untold number of jobs, usually for little or no thanks, probably for a complaint or 2, but she is always there for us. She does everything she can. She's everything an athletic director could be. She's a supporter of each and every one of these sports. Although she gives a little favoritism to soccer, I just don't understand that. But for the most part, she is there if we need her, and I can't thank her enough for the job that she does. And everybody here, athletes, parents, teachers, coaches, should be thanking her every day for the job she does. I would like to congratulate the other teams. All the other teams had tremendous seasons, boys and girls, varsity and JV soccer. And thanks to the coaches for the tremendous job that they do every day. All right. There's my thank you part. No, it's not my thank you part. Thank you for coming tonight, my written part. It's always nice to see parents encouraging their children's efforts at school, whether they are academic, musical, or athletic endeavors. The boys team this year, up here, had a good transition year this year. We had a lot of new faces come in, and they had to fill some key spots with lost seniors. Other veteran runners had to step up and lead the team. These guys met and exceeded my expectations this year. They learned to take charge and they learned how to compete. They learned not to give up and push themselves harder to reach their goals. And I think when it was all said and done, they learned they could be pretty darn good runners if they put their mind to it. It was a great year. I'm really proud of these guys, and the school community can be proud of them. My most improved runner this year set some high goals and expectations for himself. I think he met them all. He showed tremendous determination this season. He gave me 100% every workout, every race. He never gave up. He's a runner I look forward to for team leadership next year, and this year's most improved runner, John Kupel. All right, MVP this year. I had to kick this one around for a while. Some runners have the good fortune to be on teams with outstanding other teammates. Very few of them are good enough when those teammates leave to take on the responsibility and the task of being the top runner and leading after those people leave. This year's MVP made an immediate impact on this team in his first season with me. He took over this year. He took over the top spot this year after watching a couple of tremendous past athletes graduate, and I would think he made them proud with the job that he did this year. He was a true team leader. He was always looking to improve. He was a great example to the rest of the team. And I can't say enough good things about this guy. MVP, one of my captains this year, Bobby Grimm. All right, that's the guys' team this year. Guys, thank you very much for the job that you did all season long.
Okay. As I reminisced about the past 3 years of cross country, many great memories came to mind. So many, in fact, that I decided just to speak on those that occurred this year. Mr. Cokes has what it takes to be a successful coach. He knows that hard work pays off, and he has the unique ability to motivate his runners. Following a hard speed workout and after the pain subsided, I realized the method to Mr. Cokes' madness. In the beginning of our workout, Mr. Cokes clearly stated that we had 8 400-meter repeats. Toward the end, our team eagerly towed the line for our 7th 400 repeat. Usually I would save some energy for the end, but not today. Concluding the 7th 400, I managed to catch my breath enough to tell Mr. Cokes I gave it my all and I had nothing left. He looked at me and smiled, almost as if he hadn't heard what I said. Unfortunately, he had. As we stepped to the line for our final 400, I planned on taking it easy. Mr. Cokes casually said with a laugh that I had to beat my fastest time of the day if we didn't want dessert. You see, our coach is so generous, he likes to give his team dessert after a challenging workout. This dessert is not a sweet treat, but more of a bitter surprise. An extra laugh after he said what would be the last. I hate dessert, and I'm sure my team is with me on that one. I honestly didn't believe that I could outdo my best time for the sake of the team. I tried with everything I had. I beat my time by a few seconds, and even though it hurt while I was running, it helped me in future races. The workouts that he tested us with paid off. This has been a great season, and I will miss cross country running for our respected coach, Mr. Cokes.
I have a few brief words. If I was supposed to pick up at least one thing that I've learned this season, it was that coaches like to see their runners win, but coaches can only do so much to have his runners win, and another job of the coach is to make his runners want to win, but if the runners don't want it more than the coach, then the coach hasn't done his job. Fortunately for Mr. Cokes, I wanted to win really, really bad this year, and I just wanted to say, nice job, Mr. Cokes.
Do we have the girls' cross-country team out front, please? Audrey, to your left. Amanda Goodfellow. Alicia McKay. Erin Duffy. Sarah Globe. Kelly Noggle. Megan Rainville. Brittany Trahan. Emily Duffy, Becca Grimm, Alyssa Hicks, Sylvia Horn, Carrie McGee, Cassandra McKay, Alexis Rye, Jessica Favreau, Brandy Rivers, and manager Caitlin Cougar. Fifteen members of this girls cross-country team also earned the Nice Office Scholar Athlete Team Award. Please step forward. Audrey Gillette, Amanda Goodfellow, Alyssa McKay, Erin Duffy, Sarah Glode, Kelly Noggle, Megan Rainville, Brittany Trahan, Emily Duffy, Becca Grimm, Alyssa Hicks, Sylvia Horn, Carrie McGee, Jessica Favreau, and Brandy Rivers. Congratulations. Please welcome the girls varsity cross-country team and again, Coach Dave.
All right, me again. A treat for everybody listening 2 times in a row. All right, girls varsity. I don't do all the thank yous again. This was a tremendous season, exceeding my expectations. I don't know if it exceeded the girls' expectations, but it certainly exceeded mine. This year's NCCS girls team enjoyed the best year, I believe, ever in the school. They twice beat a team that hadn't lost a meet in 3.5 years. They set a goal for themselves to be the best team around, then they went out and did it. I cannot say enough about the work ethic and determination of each and every girl on this team. I said all season long that every day was a great day for a hard workout or a race, and I'm sure they got sick of hearing that. However, they did make that statement true each and every time. They met every challenge they faced. They put together a tremendous season that saw them win the CVAC, and I believe that's the first time the girls team here has won the CVAC, and the Section 7 Class B championships. I could not possibly be more proud of this team and their accomplishments this year. All right, most improved this year. My most improved girl has persevered all season long. She kept working and improving, always with a smile and with a great attitude. She's definitely a lot of fun to coach. Although I'm sure she will tell anyone that her greatest accomplishment in her cross-country career was getting a button from Golden Corral, she also worked hard to work her way up the team, coming through at the end of the season to be a state meet qualifier. This year's most improved athlete and just a tremendous pleasure to coach, Emily Duffy. All right, MVP this year. Took me a while to write this. I'm not very good at this stuff. My most valuable runners were great examples of leadership and perseverance. They provided the example and the leadership for the entire team to follow all season long. When I needed this group brought together for something, they were the two that did it. They made things happen all season long without me having to say a word. When I needed somebody to come through in big races, those are the two people that really stepped it up. They put up with years of me telling them that their job is to make me look good. It's hard not to do when I have this bunch of people running for me. In that regard, they were tremendous. My first MVP, who a lesser person would have given up during any stretch of the year with injuries and pain and all that, came through this year to have a tremendous year. I can't say enough about her. And the other girl who just really came on this year was a team leader, got things going, was our second runner most of the season long. 2 girls, among other qualities, are extremely nice girls. They're excellent students and darn good runners. My 2 captains and this year's most valuable runners, Amanda Goodfellow and Audrey Gillette. Thank you very much.
Evening. First of all, call. And second, thanks, Mr. Cokes. That was kind of unexpected. And also, I'd like to note that your fashion sense is far above any that I've ever seen. I'm not sure if that's camo or paisley or what exactly that is. His wife bought it. It says enough. But anyway, Mr. Cokes, no, really, you're just an awesome coach. And although we might always complain about the grueling hill workouts or long repeats, it's all worth it in the end. And we put together some great races this year, and I'm proud to be a part of this team. The CPAC champions didn't think it would happen. We set our goals at the beginning of the season. We didn't think that they were quite attainable, but we got there, and I'm really awesomely proud to be part of this group. Thanks.
Just want to thank the team, because where would we be without your team? They're awesome, and they're great girls, and I love you. And thanks, Mr. Cokes, because he's probably, I don't know, I respect him so much, and I think that's a big part of being a coach, is respect. Because if your team respects you, you'll come through for them. So, thanks guys, and I'm gonna miss you.
We have the girls' JV soccer team that will Caitlin Boardwalk, Courtney Brooks, Kim Dragoon, Nicole Harvey, Erin Macy, Megan McComb, Brooke Supernut, Jessica Van Luven, Margarita Acero, Morgan Baker, Melinda Bayshard, Clara Fivas, Brianna Posier, Mary Elizabeth Franken, Ashley Goyette, Ashley Lamberton, Aisha Loya, Katie Lynn Tyrion, Rachel Barkle, Chelsea Brooks, Carrie Dominic, Allie Eversole, Katrina Guerin, and manager Morgan Harvey. Please welcome the girls' JV soccer team and coach Tracy Jones.
I stand here tonight very honored to talk about the ladies in front of you. Coaching a team like this is very enjoyable. They possess character traits that your parents, school, and coaches should be proud of. From the 8th graders to the sophomores, they're a class act. A number of parents, coaches, and officials have commented on their sportsmanship and the way they play soccer. Along with being responsible young ladies, they work hard on their academics. A number of ladies will be on the honor roll, and no one was in danger of being removed from the team. These, to me, is more of an honor than any other accomplishment we achieved this year. With the work ethic these athletes have learned from their parents and teachers, they were able to accomplish most of their individual and team goals. One of the team goals was to win the JV CVAC championship, which they did with a 17-1 record. They scored a total of 69 goals, while only allowing 9. To be this dominant on the soccer field, they all had to play a vital part of the team. My 2 goalies this year were Rachel Barcombe and Aisha Loyal. Plain and simple, they were great. Neither one had a lot of experience in net, but they listened and worked hard and came up with some big saves this year. On defense, we had Courtney Brooks, Brooks Dupernall, Mary Elizabeth Frankie, Ashley Lamberton, Katie Lynn Tierney, Chelsea Brooks, and Katrina Guerin. They were a very solid group that worked well together. They did a great job stepping up and winning the ball time and time again. In the midfield, there was Kimmy Dragoon, Erin Macy, Megan McComb, Mara Firefly, Ashley Goyette, and Carrie Dominic. These girls did an excellent job controlling the play and winning a lot of the loose balls in the center of the field. Most of the time, they just wanted the ball more and took it from the other team. On offense, we had Caitlin Bourgeois, Nicole Harvey, Jessica Van Leuven, Margarita Serra, Morgan Baker, Melinda Bayshard, Brianna Fozier, and Ali Eversole. The offense is supposed to score goals, and this group did, having 31 goals and 17 assists. Each game, they worked better together and came up with some beautiful plays that resulted in some game-winning goals. This year, I've decided to give 2 Most Improved Player awards. The first goes to a girl that steadily improved as the season went on. She has improved her skills and has a knack for finding the back of the net. She scored 10 goals on the year, and I look forward for big things from her next year. The first Most Improved Player is Brianna Fozier. My second Most Improved Player has probably the quickest reflexes on the team. This is her only second year of playing soccer, and she was able to learn a very difficult position. She has the ability to learn from her mistakes and has the potential to be an outstanding goalie, even though she probably doesn't want to hear that. She will be a vital player on next year's team. My second Most Improved Player goes to Aisha Loyal. My first MVP goes to a young lady that loves soccer. She puts her whole heart and soul into it. She puts a lot of pressure on herself to carry the team. I know she didn't score as many goals as she wanted, but she was able to control the game and make things happen for her teammates. My first MVP goes to Mara Firefly. My second MVP goes to one of the most talented players I've ever coached. She has the whole package: skills, speed, and drive. Along with all that athletic ability, she has a personality like no other. She has the ability to make her coach smile and put him at ease. My second MVP goes to Mary Elizabeth Frankie. What comes to mind about my third MVP is hustle and determination. She has been with me for 3 years, and it's been nice to see her develop into a dominant soccer player and a wonderful young lady. She is all heart and does whatever is asked of her. She is the leading scorer on the team with 11 goals and 7 assists. My last MVP is one of my captains, Kimmy Drago. I would like to congratulate the boys JV and varsity soccer teams, the girls JV and varsity soccer teams, and the girls cross-country team on their championship season. This has to be one of the best all-around fall sport season Northeastern has ever had. Finally, I would like to thank my manager, Morgan Harvey, Mrs. Gilroy and all the other coaches for all their support and help, Mr. Hogan for all the beautiful pictures, Mr. Castine for taping some of the games, my captains, Aaron Macy, Courtney Brooks, and Kimmy Dragoon for an outstanding job, the parents for supporting their children, and the girls for another wonderful year. Thank you.
Overall, the season turned out to be a great success. At the beginning of the year, Coach asked us what we thought some goals should be. We wanted to be CVAC champs and go undefeated. Well, we accomplished CVAC, but we lost to PHS, although we put up a good fight. That was our only loss of the year. Our season not only had a great end result, it was lots of fun.
Mr. Supernal was a great coach and always made practices fun. We're going to miss him very much next year. Thank you to Calvin for taping our games and Mr. Hogan for taking our pictures. And a special thanks to our parents who brought us to our practices and supported us at our games. And Coach, we got you something.
We have the girls varsity soccer team now.
Jordan Carr, Rachel Poirier, Heather Deacus, Mary Ann Duty, Alex Corey, Jenna Van Leuven, Megan Bayshard, Danny Boris, Rachel Everlip, Sarah Katie Hardigan, Amanda Rabideau, Nicole Smith, Danielle Kearney, Sarah Winters, Jen Bayshard, Johnny Ray Corrier, Nicole Filion, Amanda Ford, Colleen Honan, Chantel LaValle, Claire Parker, Taylor Kelsey, Mary Elizabeth Frankie, Emily Auburnstein. And Coach Gilroy.
18 members of the girls varsity soccer team also earned the Nice Office Scholar Athlete Team Award. Please step forward, ladies. Rachel Corrier, Heather Decoff, Mary Ann Duty, Alex Forey, Jenna Van Leuven, Megan Bayshard, Danny Boris, Rachel Everleft, Sarah Katie Hardigan, Amanda Rabideau, Danielle Kearney, Jen Bayshard, Nicole Filion, Amanda Forey, Colleen Holman, Chantel Valley, Claire Parker, and Taylor Kelsey. Congratulations, ladies. I've already mentioned this as the athletic director, but now as a coach, I'd like to congratulate Brittany Trahan on her individual Section 7 cross-country championship, the girls cross-country CDAC and Section 7 championships, and Coach of the Year, Dave Cokes. I'd also like to congratulate Dale Huxby and the boys varsity soccer team on their CDAC championship, Frank Dumas and the boys JV soccer team on their CDAC championship, and Tim Super on the girls JV soccer team and their CDAC championship. Congratulations to all of you. I'd like to thank Tim Superon and Sarah Hanfield. They both do a great job coaching the JV and modified soccer teams, which helps make my job easier. The youth coaches play an important role also. They should be commended. In talking to my girls, most of them have played for 12 to 14 years now. Thank you to Parker Chevrolet for sponsoring our tournament, Mr. Knowles Broadcasting Glass, and Calvin Castine for taping many of our games for Hometown Cable, John Hogan, who takes the pictures and gives them to the players. Thank you to the Booster Club that has done so much for our athletic programs. Every athlete in this room right now has worn a uniform or warm-ups purchased by the Booster Club. So thank you very much to our Booster Club members and to everyone that has worked in the concession stands. My husband is this team's greatest fan, and he's also my sounding board, so I thank him for that. Thank you to Emily Aubertine and Carol Brunette for keeping the scorebook, Frank Dumas for keeping the clock, and to all the JV girls, parents, and anyone else who ran the ball from the sidelines. And last, but certainly not least, thank you to all of the parents for your support at the games and all the fans who attended as well. Last year I had 11 seniors, so this was a rebuilding year, and rebuild they did. Standing before you are the CVAC Division I co-champions and the Section 7 Class B champions. Congratulations. We only had 6 seniors this year. However, they accounted for 32 of the 44 goals. So it looks like next year will be a rebuilding year again. Out of the Division II teams in the league, only Seton scored 1 goal against us during league play, and NAC won in the preseason tournament. With the exception of 1 poor performance against Beekmantown, no loss was bigger than 1 goal. There wasn't a team in the league that these girls couldn't outplay, but burying the ball in the back of the net proved to be difficult. If only that wretched crossbar was 4 inches higher, we would have had 65 or 70 goals. After outplaying Salmon River in the regional game, losing 1-0 off an unfortunate goal, it was tough to take, but life goes on. Even though this wasn't the fastest or the strongest team I've coached, they worked very hard and they played well together, and I'm very proud of their accomplishments, as well as the good sportsmanship they displayed all season. I moved Mary Elizabeth Frankie up from JVs as a backup goalie for a penalty shootout in sectional and regional play. I think she was thankful it never came to that, but she did play a few minutes as sweeper, and I think she has a great varsity career ahead of her. So thank you, Mary Elizabeth. I had 8 forwards this year: Rachel Corrier, George Clark, Jenna Van Leuven, Heather Dukas, Jen Bayshard, Sarah Katie Hardigan, Sarah Winters, and Rachel Everlett. Every one of them had at least 1 goal or 1 assist, and between all of them, they accounted for 32 goals and 22 assists. Although they often struggled to finish, it wasn't for lack of trying, as the team outshot the opponents 392 to 226. Rachel Corrier led this crew in mishaps, having her cleat fall completely apart into 3 pieces in 1 game, as she's laying on the ground laughing, with the sole over here, and the outside over here, and the cleat part over here. She also scored a goal from a corner kick while sliding on her butt into the corner, and talking about slide tackling and leaving a trail. I don't even want to know what that meant. 6 of our midfielders were Alex Gorey, Marianne Duty, Amanda Rabideau, Chantel O'Valley, Claire Parker, Danny Boris. They were all unselfish players, looking to set up their teammates, in particular Alex, who had 9 assists this year. I was really happy for Marianne when she scored her first varsity goal, but I also laughed when she stood 2 feet inside the sideline to take a throw-in at Ticonderoga. Alex was always complaining about not being able to do that skill stuff, as she put it, but she proved how graceful she could be, or maybe not, when she performed a perfect trap with her foot, then proceeded to step on the ball, do a gymnastics pirouette spin on top of it, and collapse to the ground while she was laughing. 3 girls did double duty in the midfield and fullback positions: Nicole Filion, Amanda Forey, and Taylor Kelsey. After Nikki Smith and then Amanda Forey went down with ankle injuries, Taylor Kelsey earned a starting spot at right fullback. Not long after, however, she made a quick turn and tore her ACL. That was devastating to her and our team as well. It appeared to be a jinxed position. Need I say more? Yes, Nicole, that was you. Nicole asked me one day if she could have some personal sayings before the games because she didn't understand the ones that I was using. I'll try to work on that this summer. If the object of a punt was to kick the ball up and backwards over your head, Amanda Forey would be a great punter. Thankfully, she wasn't our goalie. On defense, we had Johnny Corey, Megan Bayshard, Nikki Smith, Colleen Hogan. Megan had an unusual infection in her knee that kept her out most of the season, and Nikki was out 3 weeks with an ankle injury. But when they were all back together at the end of the season, they played amazingly well. Guess who? Of course, that was Johnny, an excellent defender. I moved Colleen back to sweeper this year, and she did one incredible job. I don't think there was anyone in the league that she couldn't catch up with if they happened to get by. Danielle Tierney was our goalie. She had 9 shutouts and made several unbelievable saves. Twice during the season, as she was diving, the ball bounced, changing directions and hitting her square in the glasses. But she was tough and got right back up. I would hate to have been the one washing her clothes, though, as she usually left with mud from head to toes. I elected not to give out a Most Improved Player award this year because everyone improved quite a bit. So I decided instead to give out 4 Most Valuable Player awards to the 4 players who really made a difference on this team. This first player has incredible speed and endurance. You could never tell which way she would move the ball around someone. With her quickness, it was different every time, and we were all glad she was on our team. She was named the CVAC Division I and All-League All-Star as a sophomore this year, Colleen Honan. Next, we have a real gamer with an incredibly hard cross or shot with either foot and a lot of raw athleticism. She was our leading scorer with 12 goals and 6 assists and was named a Division I and All-League All-Star as well, Jordan Clark. Next, we have a player that is not known for her speed, but has an uncanny ability. Everyone knows. Has an uncanny ability to maintain possession and can shoot across with either foot. She was a great team leader on the field and our second leading scorer with 9 goals and 7 assists, and was very fittingly instrumental in our sectional win with 2 goals. She was named to the Division I All-Star team this year, Rachel Corrigan. Next, we have our third leading scorer with 6 goals and 9 assists. She had great endurance and speed and was very influential on our team in both offense and defense. It's hard for me to believe that she only played soccer for 5 years. She was an honorable mention All-Star this year, Alex Gorey. enjoyed working with these girls. They've got a good sense of humor. And they were a fun team to coach. To all the seniors, remember that success is a journey, not a destination. So I wish all of you success in the journey of life that you will soon embark on. Please come back and visit any time. My door is always open. Thank you.
First off, from us seniors, we would like to thank everyone who has pushed us along these past few years. Thank you to Calvin for keeping us, and a special thanks to this year's team, including Coach Miller, who officially knows how to do this with good hands. To all the girls, thanks for a great season. You made this year enjoyable, and there was never a dull moment. Go back next year, and we'll miss you.
Thank you, ladies. Would Amanda Goodfellow and Nick Bayshard come down front, please? In each season, the John Herbert CDAC All-Academic Award is presented to 2 senior athletes in recognition of their contribution to and achievement in sport, as well as their success in academics. For the fall of 2006 season, our female recipient is Amanda Goodfellow from the girls varsity cross country team. And our male recipient is Nick Bayshard from the boys varsity soccer team. Congratulations, Amanda and Nick. We have the boys JV soccer team also. Nick Barco. Dylan Castine. Dylan DiOrio. Lucas Dixon. Connor Hurdig. Nathan Lamberton. Casey Letourneau. Gerald Marks. Joey Ormsby. Ryan Sample. Casey Trombley. Brett Mosley. Randy Grimshaw. Fred Hapgood. Josh Harvey. Kyle Keswick. Brandon Lemire. Casey Manor. Evan Poisson. Nick Vandermunnik. Josh Brooks. Drew Farrell. Scorekeeper Kelly Pavlidis. Please welcome the boys JV soccer team and Coach Frank Lewis.
Okay. Everybody's been pretty short and sweet, so I guess I'll follow suit. A few thank yous to start with. I know Josie's been thanked quite a bit tonight and been acknowledged about how well of a job she does. And I know darn well if I don't add to it and say, nice job, Josie, I'll hear tomorrow in practice, you forgot to thank me. Okay, so I will say right now, Josie, thank you for another wonderful job. Another big part of our program is our Booster Club. Thanks for sponsoring our tournament this year, which was won by our boys. They beat Peru in the first game and beat a tough Saranac team in the second game. Thanks to all my parents, especially when I could just roll the soccer balls across the field and somebody would pick them up and take care of ball boying. And on the other side, that means a lot. It means a lot to keep the athlete on the side of the field where the team is instead of on the other side chasing balls, and I appreciate that very much. I'm not quite sure of all the mothers that made the goodies, but I know Ms. Hapgood's right in front of me, and I'm sure she had a lot to do with that, and that's very much appreciated. But sincere thanks go out to my parents. You were very supportive, and by all rights you should be, because this was one great bunch of boys here. And to go undefeated in the CVAC with 4 or 5 strong JV teams this year, that's quite an honor. And I think these young men deserve a round of applause for that. One thing I admire about our athletes at this school is that they support each other so well. When the girls are playing, the boys are there cheering. And it's not just soccer, which sometimes steals the limelight, but we've got quite a cross-country program here led by a very, very good coach. And that man was Coach of the Year. That was said earlier. I don't know if everybody heard that nice and loud. But to watch those athletes out there, they deserve just as much credit, just as much ink in that press as these soccer teams do. My hat goes off to that cross-country group and Mr. Coates, and they deserve a nice round of applause. And also thanks to Calvin, does a great job as always, and thanks to John. John does an excellent job taking those pictures, and believe me, it's very much appreciated. We love having you around. My thanks go out to the seniors who have put in all these years of hard work. And that goes to cross-country seniors and soccer seniors. The toughest thing about being a senior is that 99% of the time, almost 100, your last game is a loss. But don't ever think you're losers, because when you leave here, that world stuff out there, don't go out thinking you're a loser. Because as long as you've been at Northeastern, in my eyes and everybody else's eyes, you're winners. I'd like to have a nice round of applause for all those seniors that give us all those time. Thanks go out to Jerry, the modified coach. You did a wonderful job. Coupled with modified JVs, we don't get to see each other often, but he's done a fantastic job. And always, Mr. Hawksby, very supportive of the JV program. He knows who's down there, he knows what's going on, and what's coming up. And believe me, next year is going to be a tough job for him. There's going to be a lot of juniors that are just going to be becoming seniors, and I'm sending up 11 sophomores. So that's sending a message out to those soccer players. You work hard, because it's going to be tough to make that club next year. Also, this team here, I won't apologize to. When we first started this season, I was a little worried. I've been a little spoiled over the years. I've been blessed with a ton of athletes. And the first 4 or 5 days, I think I spoke to Mr. Marks about it and a few others. I just couldn't figure out what was going on with this club. And none of us could. And I guess I went off the field one night, pouting like a little baby, saying something like, oh, this is the worst bunch I've ever seen, blah, blah, blah. And it just happens to be that Mr. Poussin was standing there, and he heard it. Well, to make a long story short, he kept that in the back of his mind. In our last game of the season, he happened to have the bus trip to Saranac. And he remembered quite well that one day in August when I was crying, and we had just won the CBAC beating Saranac 2-0, a good Saranac club. And he just wanted to remind me, by the way, that what I had said that day walking out the field, that we were undefeated. So my apologize goes out. So Mr. Poussin, if you're in here, I've done it. And these guys are the ones that got us there. I remember that first week, things were going kind of rough. I was doing a lot of marketing. And I think it was Joey Ormsby. He He was just about out of breath. He was leaning on the bench. He says, "Coach, we're going undefeated." And I said, "Okay, that's a good goal to set, Joey. But, you know, we're going to take one game at a time." And that we did, and we ended up undefeated. And I'm quite proud of these guys. We set that goal, and every day we promised we'd get better. We started off well winning our tournament. We only gave up 2 goals in our first 5 games. We went in a little lull where we couldn't finish. We went back to work real hard. We learned how to put the ball back in the net. In the last 4 games of the year against Peru, PHS, beating down Saranac, we gave up 2 goals and won the league. And I'm quite proud of these guys. And I'll tell you what, it was a lesson learned for a coach. And Mr. Oxley's going to have a good group of boys moving on. And this whole community is very proud of you, because going undefeated in any league, no matter what level, is quite an accomplishment. And thank you very much for that. My award. I have 3 awards for, make sure I get this right. 3 awards for most valuable player. Okay, and I have 2 awards for most improved. And my most improved player, one of them, he's not here this evening, but he played the middle of that field about as best I could expect. Because I expect a lot of that out of my halfbacks. I expect them to get up and down and not get tired. When they're tired, they come out, a couple minutes rest, back in they go. And this guy did the job, and towards the end, he was solid. And one of the most improved player awards went to Joey Ormsby. My mother, oh, my podcast. My other, that was pretty good. I wonder what she's doing. Carol, you get your cell phone, we'll give her a call. Okay, my mother, well, I did it again. My other most improved goes to a young man, battled an injury at the beginning, worked his way back, and down the stretch, scored 3 or 4 very important goals. He scored the last 2 goals of the season against Saranac. My other most improved player, Brett Bolson. Okay, most valuable players. One gentleman isn't here tonight, but these guys control the middle of the field. And all of them leaders. One of them a little more boisterous than the other. 2 of them kind of quiet, but the other one was a real leader. That one I'll mention last. The other 2 are Nathan Lamberton and Connor Hurdick. And last but not least, my last most valuable player. This gentleman was a leader. This gentleman took charge. He was like an assistant coach. This guy spoke, everybody listened. This guy was all over the field. I could use him anywhere. Offense, defense, he took care of business. This guy is going to be an asset to the program. My most valuable player, Gerald Marks. If there were to be an MVP for the league in JV soccer, that gentleman would get it. Okay, last but not least, Kelly, my manager. She's loved by all, did a heck of a job, very dependable, and put up with me, and anybody who can do that deserves it. Step forward, please. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for coming out here today. I think everyone on the team
was surprised at how well we ended up doing and playing together as a team. And we wouldn't have been able to do nearly as good as we did this year, becoming CVAC champions, without being put through the workouts he put us through. Although I'm sure he knows everything he was doing, even though we thought he was nuts sometimes with his ideas of exercises and his killer hills. But all of this eventually paid off and led us to becoming the excellent team that we were. We owe all of our success to our coach, and I know with coaches like this, our teams will continue to be a great success. Thank you, Coach Loomis.
The boys varsity soccer team,
You didn't say nothing. Once I started going, I figured you had something dumb to say. I was good. I'm just kidding. Stop that.
Frank, I hope your mother's doing well. It's that gray hair. Andrew Bayshard. Nick Bayshard. Chris Matot. Jordan Babby. Anthony Changelo. Corey Davison. Chris Guerin. Casey Guerin. Cody Gay. Jeremy Jeanette. Nick Letourneau. Max Milhoff. Jordan Marks. Ethan McCarthy. Robert Pieper. Tyler Champlain. Andrew Southwick. Corey Trombley. Alvaro Velasco. Nate White. Andy Matot. Caleb Sheets. Manager, Ryan Bayshard. 12 members of the boys varsity soccer team also earned the Nice Office Scholar Athlete Team Award. Please step forward. Andrew Bayshard, Nick Bayshard, Chris Matot, Anthony Changelo, Jeremy Jeanette, Nick Letourneau, Jordan Marks, Ethan McCarthy, Robert Pieper, Tyler Samples, Corey Trombley, and Andy Matot. Congratulations. Please welcome our boys varsity soccer team.
Okay, good evening. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the girls soccer team and the girls cross country team on their sectional win. Also like to thank Jerry, Davison, and Frank for their excellent job they do every year with their programs. It's very nice to have you guys coaching down there. Jerry's first year, but he did a really good job, and Frank always does a good job. And sometimes you get involved in your team so much that you sort of forget about it because Frank, you know, I guess every year, I assume that he's going to have a great year and he's going to win these leagues because he's won so many. So I apologize to Frank for not telling him during that game that congratulations on winning that CVAC title. we had 4 CVAC champions, between the girls and the boys. I don't think there's too many other schools around in this area that produces such quality teams that we do up here. I'd like to thank Josie for everything she's done. Before she took the AD's job, go in her office and very organized, very neat. But since she's taken over that AD's job, her office is now all cluttered and there's piles of stuff all stacked all over the place. So that's a very, very difficult job. And like Dave said and the other coaches, she doesn't get a lot of credit for what she does. And so she really does a good job. And thank you, Josie. Another thank you I'd like to shout out would be for everything she's done for our program and throughout the years, and you sort of forget about saying thank you or not enough thank yous. And this person is Dorothea Southwick. She has done a lot for our program, boys and girls, and if we got injuries or the kids need to be looked at, she always takes the time out to come and look at the kids and give us advice and tell us what to do. If they got physical therapy, if they need it, she always fits them in. So on behalf of my team, we got something for you, Doris, so you can come down here. We get it for you. Come on down. And that was long overdue. You know, just because since you moved down to Shazy, we sort of forgive you a little bit. As long as you don't move down to Shazy, you're going to be still all right. So, I also like to thank Pizza Hut for sponsoring our tournament every year, under the direction of Rob Rodier, who's my brother-in-law. Which is the vice president, and he's a local boy, he's from Champlain. If any of you people see him out there, you know who he is, or he goes to plastic stores a lot. Just say thank you. He's been sponsoring our tournament for 15 years now, and he's helped us raise a lot of money. So I thank Rob for doing that for us. I'd also like to thank my wife for everything she puts up with throughout the year for me. Calvin for taping our games. John for taking pictures of the kids. Larry Bayshard for announcing our games. The Booster Club for helping us throughout the year and with our tournaments. Also like to thank my #1 manager / scorekeeper, Ryan Bayshard. Ryan does a really great job for me. This is the 2nd year I've had him. Does a super job with me, and as long as I get him off his cell phone, he's doing all right. But Brian, step up. I got something for you. My team consisted of 2 sophomores, 17 juniors, 3 seniors. After losing 16 players from last year's team, I sort of knew I had a good nucleus coming back. Sort of knew we were going to be sort of all right, but I didn't really know how the other guys were going to step up, and they really stepped up. They worked hard. They probably hated me the first couple weeks of practice, but we really had a great year this year. Overall, we're 18-2, 12-1 in the league. We won the pizza tournament. And we just missed out on going undefeated last few games left in the season. We outscored our opponents. We scored 67 goals. We only had 12 against in 20 games. Some of our highlights We scored a goal within 14 seconds. That's pretty good job, fellas. Then we scored 2 more goals in the span of 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So I don't think I've seen that done before. We scored 5 goals or more in 7 of the 20 games. We had 10.5 shutouts, 12 goals against. We outshot our opponents 324 to 191. And in 2 years, our record is 34-7, and 8 of you players have been with me for that. Another great highlight was obviously Andy Matat's goal with 1 second left on the clock against Peru. That was a pretty awesome goal. He never gave up, and he got credit for it, and that was a nice goal. The other one that I remember, the most one I remember was one Bobby, when I told him to get in. Bobby ran. He got so excited he had his warm-ups on, and he got pulling his warm-ups and his shorts right down. So he's standing there in his boxers on the sideline, and they had some nice little hearts. They had them nice little hearts on them. Remember it's also nice to know that we're sort of setting a tone for the league because the other teams, they hate coming up here to play us. They hate seeing us show up. So that's good in a way. We always got to play our best against them, and we really stepped up this year. The competition was great, but we always was there to win every game, or almost every game. The sectional games, you probably played the most outstanding game against Saranac Lake. We beat them guys 7-1. We came in the championship game. We're focused. The flukiest thing I've ever seen in my life was that goal. Never probably see it again, but things happen, and we can't dwell on it. We had a great year, and you're CVAC champions. All right. Gotta give you a hand for that. Let's go. I'm proud of the coaches, guys. I wish the seniors well. Good luck in whatever you decide to do. You guys represented the school and did a really good job on the field and off the field. We had all-stars through our coaches voted on all-stars, and Tony was co-MVP. All right, great year, Tony. Chris Matat and Casey they were Division I and overall all CVAC, and Jeremy Jeanette was honorable mention. So good job, fellas. My awards, most improved. My most improved player is Corey Champlain. Step up, Corey. Here's the reason why. Corey, he played wing and sort of struggled a little bit to get his game and get a feel thing out there, but he kept on progressing, kept at it. He missed some goals he maybe should have had early in the season, but he persistent, stayed with it, and he ended up scoring, he had like 33 points in the year. He had 2 games where he scored 3 goals. So I'm looking for Corey to have a great season next year, so most improved. Corey? Okay, I had such a talented group here. I got a few most valuable players I got to hand out. My first one goes to Casey Guerin. Defensive, played sweeper for me. He led the defense all season long. Strong, talented player, doesn't give up. He's a classy player. Showed in our last game where I argued the call and he tripped the player and I'm arguing, he gets a yellow card. I'm still arguing with the referee and he walks by me and he says, "Coach, I told the referee I tripped him and I deserved a yellow card." And if that's not being honest, I don't know what it is. But, you know, it's an honest player and, you know, he's one of the captains and he's just a great player to have on the team. And he was first one in line to shake the Plattsburgh players' hands after that game, so he's a classy player. Casey? All right, my next MVP goes to Jeremy Jeanette. Jeremy. Jeremy played stopper for me. He's like one of them Timex watches, you know. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. That's the type of player he is. He takes a lot of, you know, and in case he's back there to clean up and, you know, what Jeremy does, he stops it actually before sometimes he gets back to Casey. He does a really good job back there. Another strong player, and he's tough. He's tough as nails, and he's going to be our main anchor next year, as long as, you know, and he's such a great player. Jeremy? My next MVP, he played middle half of our step forward. All right, you know, surprise you. You are a good player, Al. You are a good player. He's my first exchange student that I've ever coached. He's just a great talented player. He just turned 16 years old, if you believe. But I think I learned from him, and I think he learned from our process up here. He's not big into exercising and doing push-ups, and I told him to do 5 push-ups on a ball, and I almost killed him. So he's not, in Spain I guess they do a lot of ball work, and can you tell, I can tell because his footwork was excellent on the field. But he was just thrilled to have on this year's team, and I think the other guys learned from him and really helped us out this year. We got that little gift for him, that little soccer ball. All the kids signed it. You can have that, bring that back. Surprise, yeah, it's yours. And every time I said, "Al, you're going to go back and play defense," he'd go, "No problem." "Al, you're going to go play forward." "No problem." It was all no problem. He had it under control, and he did. Al, it was a pleasure to have on this year's team. Congratulations. Another midfielder, MVP is Chris Matat. Chris, you can step forward. Chris played midfield and controlled the play of the game. Real talented player. He definitely will be missed next year. He was a captain. He really took control of the team. I always went to him first before the other guys, and he knew exactly what I wanted and what I didn't want. He ran up and down that field. I never replaced him except for a few games, and that's a lot of running for a player. But He really worked hard, and but he's so competitive out there on them long runs. Andy, his brother, would get close to him to beat him on that long run, and Chris would not let him beat him. Every single time I watched him in there, and Chris would be 10 feet from him, 5 feet, and Chris would actually just turn it on. You wouldn't let him beat him. That's how competitive this player is. So my MVP, Chris Matata. My last one, MVP, Tony is sweating. Step forward, Tony. Anthony. Definitely our go-to guy all year. Big time player. I think by far he's the best of the league as a junior. He ball handles so well. I think that time I saw him dribbling the soccer ball down the sidewalk, he plays year-round, and he deserves everything he gets because he's a really good player and he really works on his game. I think he even sleeps with the soccer ball. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but Tony had 16 goals and 14 assists, and you compare that to the other players in the league. Yes, Tony could have had more goals, or been up there with a couple other players. But you see them other players; they had a lot of goals and very few assists. To me, that's not a team player. Tony is a team player. He helps out the other guys, and he passes when he should. Maybe he should have scored. Maybe he shouldn't. Maybe he could have passed. Whatever. But he's just an overall team player, and he well deserves his award. Tony? Okay, I'm covered. Okay, set. Thank you. Good job, fellas.
We had a good season this year, finishing first in the CVAC and winning the Pizza Hut tournament. We set our sights high for the end of the season. Although we didn't meet our goal, we had a great season along the way. We came together and played with heart all season long. On the field, we were a team, and off the field, we continued this friendship. Being together before games was a great time, great highlight of the season, which myself and the rest of the seniors will not forget next year. I'd like to thank Coach for everything he's done for us, and I'd like to thank the team. I know I can speak for Andrew, Nick, and myself when I say that you gave us a great season to remember next year. Thanks for everything. We'll miss you guys.
Okay, this was a great season. It was my first season in this team, and I want to say thank you so much to everybody because I think that this is the best team ever.
Thank you all for coming. That concludes our